Welcome to another episode of Conspiracy Antagonisers. I am Martin Labad.
And I'm Charlie Mikulich.
Now, we are in a bit of a delay for our second episode that we did for talking about social media, but that is getting up to speed. So stay tuned for that. That's, as I said, I'm very proud of that episode, and that is going to be aired. All right, so this episode we're going to be talking about after-school success. Now, the conspiracy of the whole, when you go to school, parents drill us in our heads that, 18, we have to finish year 12, and we go to uni, and, after a certain age, or like in your early 20s, you get married and have kids, blah, blah, and that's their definition of successful, right? Now, when that's not necessarily the case, in my opinion, of course, it can't be the case. You know what I mean? Because a lot of big names have
bucked the trend and gone against it.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, I mean, even I've even heard a lot of stories where people have become in major big companies like electric companies or gas companies or whatever. They're earning, 100, 150 or something thousand or whatever. Just an example. But then, as soon as something goes wrong, they go all the way back to square one and they get to a job where they earn probably like what?
25, 30,000.
I know.
You can say that.
It's a bit. No,
for a trainee,
like between 40 to 50,000. You know what I mean? And and then it's like, then they turn into this major depression. It's like, well, this is supposed to happen. I was taught that. When I go to year 12, the more smarter I am, the more successful I'll be. Blah 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 blah. I mean, yes, but that only determines on what you want.
I think it becomes mentally drilled into your head to think, okay, I need to do this, and this. And if it doesn't work, then I'm a failure, pretty much.
Yeah.
You can always do the opposite, work harder for longer, and then end up being successful later on in life. It doesn't have to happen straight away. You just want it.
Yeah, of
and
course.
You just want to go through the hard yards to do it, no matter how long it takes.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, because I remember, because back in the day, everyone is the whole either a lawyer and a doctor.
Lawyer.
It's either one of the two. It's actually those two.
Yeah.
That's it.
Whereas
and then once if you are those two things, or one or the other, that means you're automatically happy.
Yeah, you're set for life.
Whereas
nowadays you find it's more plumbers, electricians, people actually go into the tradesman industry. They're actually becoming more happier because they're doing the hard yards early on.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
sometimes they're dropping out of school to do that, but then they're taking the risk, sacrificing.
But in saying that again, depending on what company that you're with.
That is true.
Anything can go straight to hell,
and
then you're back to square one yet again. And then,
it becomes the biggest setback. And
perfect example. That's the thing. Perfect example. Colonel Sanders. Let's take it back to when he was young. He had a full-time job and everything like that. He was married. He had a kid. Mm-hmm. She left him with the kid. He ended up with nothing really, and then realized that his secret little talent was obviously cooking, being as a chef and stuff like that. And then experimenting with herbs and spices and stuff like that, and then that didn't really blow up until he got into his 60s, right?
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so and that ended up being a massive empire.
Well, that's right.
And the one thing that sucks about it is that he didn't live long enough to really, really, really enjoy it. Do you know what I mean?
That is true.
Like
So he'd probably be looking down now saying, look at all the people enjoying my secret herbs and recipes.
Look at all the chicken.
look at all the chicken. Look at all the chicken.
Look at all the chicken.
Look at all the chooks that are being enjoyed.
Man, because he started obviously in Kentucky, and then all of a sudden, it's becoming around the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's a
and then he's looking down on him from heaven. I'm like, mate, look at all the chicken. Jesus,
is there enough chicken in the world to last?
It's like, I want to try this Twister. I want to try this Zinger burger. Like, what is that? But yeah, like, and then that's the whole conspiracy on, you know, our parents drilling in our heads that if we don't finish school, then that means we're going to be on the streets. When it's not true. It's not true.
Never happens that way. It always comes down to what you want.
That's right.
You got to go and say, okay, I'm going to drop out of school, going to focus on this, and this, and then no matter how long it takes, I'll get there.
That's right.
Yeah, like I said, you know, it's becoming more popular for tradesmen to do that. They don't have to finish school. They'll go into an apprenticeship.
Yep.
Do that for so long, then all of a sudden they've got their own business and.
Yeah,
booming.
that's it. That's fine.
That's all you have to do.
And obviously they're good at what they do.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
You know what I mean? Look, even with me, not many people know that I didn't even finish year 12.
Oh wow.
I got kicked out last week. Don't ask me how that's possible, but apparently it is.
So I was going to say how would that work? That'd be an interesting story one day.
I don't know, bro. I just went with it. And look, I will be honest with you, as a Middle Eastern myself, right? That whole finish year 12, you don't finish school, there's something wrong with you situation, apparently. You know, I was afraid to even face my dad that day, right? But then he knew, like, there was a part in his mind that he knew that I wasn't going to finish. He knew, but he wanted me. I was full freaking out. I was full freaking out because the last thing I wanted to upset my father. You know what I mean? But and then I think, because mind you, my dad was born in 1950, right? So that's not even a decade. Not even a decade of World War II ended. You know what I mean?
Well, that's right.
Yeah. So that mentality of that is just, it was drilled in his head. You know.
Yeah.
And you know, like, he didn't, because of that and the ego, with the Arab ego as well, he didn't really let me really, like, understand what I wanted to do, and I got lost in what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? But you know, my heart was always in acting, voiceovers and stuff like that.
Okay, so you knew at a very young age that you wanted to do acting, you wanted to do voice acting. You knew straight away. There was a point in your life where you knew, okay, this is what I want to do. So you set out to do this, no matter how much it took and no matter how long it took to get there.
Yeah, that's right. I mean,
well,
look, I did it ever since I was 8 years old, and you know, wanted to do it. As soon as I told him, my dad was like, "Yeah, let's do it," blah blah blah. So he tried to help me. Try to get into, like, acting classes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But you know, but then, you know, it was just the journey. Was a bit difficult at times. But you know, but we'll be right back. We'll talk more into this subject. Don't go away. It'll be Charlie's turn with this one. We are back. Just a quick review of what was going on just before the break. We were talking about how, you know, being drilled in our heads, how if you finish year 12 and you finish uni and get married and have kids, blah, 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 that's your definition of successful, right? And
we were bugging that trend, how it doesn't always happen that way, but sometimes you can do the hard yards where you drop out of school, do an apprenticeship, or go through the hard yards of doing whatever you want to do to set out in life, and then end up being successful the harder way, which is what worked for Martin, where he dropped that, where he was actually suspended from school in the last week, which we're still trying to work out how, but here he is now.
Don't bother, because it's just gonna give you a migraine the size of the sun. Don't worry about it.
I'll look forward to that one time.
But yeah, so I don't know. What about you? What about you, Charlie? You talk to him, bro. What about your little journey? Go ahead.
Well,
This is on you right now. we need you to spark and shine.
My story.
Go ahead. Go talk to him.
Well, my story, I did finish year 12, but didn't get the high school that I wanted. But I thought it didn't faze me because I knew like I was always born to help people, go out of my way, and so I guess it ended up me leading to being in the hospital and being an orderly, so it worked perfectly. So yeah, interesting story. Yeah, pretty funny. So yeah, been there 11 years and like I love it. So I guess it was just what I was born to do, just help people, and like I said, haven't looked back. So works well for me. So. That's all I had to do, really.
Yeah.
Just
like, how do you? Well, when you chose that path of giving back as much as possible, how does that make you feel, though?
I actually enjoy it. I feel happy for it. Like sometimes there are days where you get frustrated because you deal with drug addicts, but that doesn't faze me. Like I'm used to it now. I've been doing it 11 years, so
my man,
just every single day. So yeah,
my man. Yeah. Oh, it's good, bro. Look, as long as you enjoyed it, as long
I
as
do.
you enjoyed it, and you're doing what you can.
You do, and that's the other thing as well. Like when you set out to do what you want to do, it's something that you want to enjoy. Like you want to get up, go to work, and think, it's going to be another day of happiness and fun. Like you don't want to get up feeling miserable and anxious because when you get to that stage, that's when you feel like you have to leave and move on to something else.
Yeah.
So that's where like you got to know at a younger age. Like I'm sure you know from your experience. Like as soon as you started voice acting, like you knew that was something you'd love and that you enjoyed doing.
It was
all the
also
time.
like a skill and a talent the inner talent that I have.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Which everyone does, by the way. Like this is what something people need to understand is that everyone has their own talent.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe similar to others. Maybe some better than you or whatever.
Some people just stand out more than others.
Yeah, that's
so
right.
It just depends.
You know what I mean? But if you have a talent, do not waste it. Because if you waste it, then what are you doing?
You're wasting
you
life.
know what I mean? So
put your best use talent to good use.
That's right.
Which is what you're doing. So
that's right.
For example, and it's what I'm doing. So
I thought I'd just chuck that in there just to sort of,
spice it up a bit.
So come to I made it on TV. Well, YouTube, whatever. Just as if you guys have a talent, bring it out, blossom, rise. You know what I mean?
To put it simply, just follow your heart. Whatever your heart tells you to do, just follow it in every single aspect.
It's also the fear of judgment, Charlie.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's the fear of being judged. Like if say someone wants to be like a director for a film.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You'd expect like a lot of free stuff that you got to do, like unpaid things.
Yeah.
But then you need money obviously to survive.
Yeah, that's right. You get the backing and the support as well.
Yeah, that's right. You know what I mean? But they say the universe will open everything to you if you let it.
If you let it.
If you let it. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You know what I mean?
But you've got to allow it to do that. Like you can't say, "No, I don't want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. I want to do it my way." You got to say, "If this happens, okay."
They can do it their way. They could do it their way. There's no issue. The problem is they just have to understand.
Yeah.
If they want something, it's not going to be easy.
It won't be
the
easy.
Definition, the real definition of success is blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah,
those are the three things, and this is in every single
aspect of life. You can
aspect of life. I've always said life is like a coin. You have your heads and tails of it, and it's with everything with life. Even if it's work, relationships, whatever. There's always another side to the coin of everything.
Yeah.
Right. But because obviously you got to keep the balance between positive and negative. So,
yeah.
But it's normal. I mean, and if you're worried about being judged, who cares? They're gonna. I'll be honest with you. They're gonna judge you no matter what you do in life. So you might as well do whatever the hell you want.
In reality, everyone's going to judge you for something regardless. So I say just go do what you want to do.
Yeah. The reason why is because when you come across people in your life, it's so many different personalities. So many different personalities, man. And it's it's like, you want to make people happy, but fortunately, you can't make everybody happy. The only person that you should be making happy is yourself.
That's right. And that's the other thing as well, where I was saying earlier, if you're happy within yourself, that's all that matters at the end.
That's right.
Nothing else matters.
You know
as
what I
long as
mean?
you're
And
happy.
obviously you got to be willing to put in the work as well.
That's exactly
That's
right.
right. You know what I mean?
Go do the hard yards for it.
Yeah.
And
Even also as well, like, if say you're concentrating on, say if we're doing acting or something, or TV or whatever, right? And obviously nothing's paid yet, right?
Yeah.
But obviously you need it in order to survive. So you work full time and stuff like that, or working or whatever. I say smash out as much as you can to bring the money in while you're doing the other thing. Because that way, it's two reasons. One, because obviously money's still coming in.
That's right.
Two, you're keeping yourself busy.
That's right.
And then it's like, well, you know, that's how you create more steps of, you know, progressing.
It's basically the yin yang, like you said earlier.
My man.
That's all it's about. It's all about balance and doing it perfectly.
That's right.
That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm. It is. But yeah, I mean, it's bad enough. It's bad enough we live in a world of judgment. It feels like we're going on backwards, but I don't know. That's another conspiracy.
The world's becoming more judgmental each day, I'm learning. That's what it is. And there's always going to be someone that's bitter and angry that'll try to bring you down. But you know what? I say, stuff them.
Cares.
Go out.
Leave the thing. Let me give you a piece of advice, people. If people are judging you, just smile. Just try to be like, okay. Just like eating out one out, like in one ear out with the other. That's what I was trying to say. Thank you. But I mean, look, as I said, you gotta, as long as you know what you want, smash it out. So, but yeah, we'll be right back. I'm gonna doing my final message for all of you, and it's gonna be some deep thoughts. We'll be right back. And we're back. Conspiracy Antagonisers. I want to conclude our episode today. I want to do another Labsy's advice on this, especially on this topic. Now, if you have a talent, recognize it, play with it, experiment with it, you know, see what you can do with it. If you're worried about being judged, there's no point, because everyone's going to judge you no matter what you do in life. Because you know, we have a million types of personalities in the world. You can't impress them all. I know, because I've tried, and it has not worked for me whatsoever. I crashed and burned before I even hit the crater, pretty much. You know what I mean? So. Or hit the summit, whatever that speech is. But what I'm saying,
it doesn't matter really what people will think, because there's always going to be the bitter ones out there that will try to bring you down, and that's what you don't want. You just shut the negative people out, say stuff yous, and you just keep doing what you do best, because at the end of the day, you're the one that will be more successful than them, because you're the one following your dreams while they were trying to drag you down.
That's right.
So shut it all out. Focus on yourself, because at the end of the day, as long as you're happy doing what you're doing, that's all that matters at the end.
Yeah, that's right. And you know, I mean, look, even as I said, like I didn't finish year 12, but you know, I know what I wanted to do at a very young age. All I needed was just the connections itself, and you know, I went from. You know, I'm actually blessed to have a full-time job, a stable full-time job, and, you know, working my way up there, and as well as doing what I love to do. And obviously this is what I love to do. I mean, and as I'm progressing in my full-time job, I'm also progressing what I want to do. So everything is going up for me. Maybe slowly, but, you know, I'm blessed with what I've got.
And that's because you've got that 100% commitment to it, and that's all you got to have. You just got to be committed to what you want to do.
They just have to understand that. If you do have a talent, and you want to and you want to get there, it's not going to be easy. The definition of success is blood, sweat, and tears. There are people out there, you probably think they've got this and they've got that, blah 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 blah, you know, and you probably think that they got it like that or they got it easily. Nothing's easy, mate. You have no idea what's going on behind closed doors with people's lives.
Imagine all the blood, sweat and tears they've put into it to get there. Imagine
right.
how long it would have taken them. It wouldn't have come easy.
That's right. I mean,
even,
but it's not just that. It makes you appreciate it more.
That's exactly
and it's also no matter what challenge that you face, instead of being scared, you just got to be ready.
You just got to push through the hurdle and just smash it like it's not there.
That's right.
That's all you got to do.
You know what I mean? Like, I mean, look, even if you're at work, you know what I mean. Don't have this negative attitude, because I promise you, it's not going to get you nowhere, mate. You, instead of being, what am I going to go with today? You got to be ready for it. Yeah. You got to be ready. I'm a morning person. I'm a very morning person. Have you ever met a very morning person?
How morning is morning?
Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, I'm a very morning person. So
you do all your stuff as soon as you get up, do what you have to do, then you're set for the day, and you plan in advance what you're going to do. From the get-go.
As long as you're alive, you don't wake up in prison, you don't wake up in a hospital sick.
Or in a gutter.
That's right. Thank you. There was another one. There was that one more I needed. You are more blessed than you think. You are more blessed than you think, right? So we don't have time for negativity, and to be honest with you, neither should you. But in saying that, I mean, look, having human emotions, you have your negative doubts and stuff like that, but it's your job to push on through, smash it out, and it's all progress at the end of the day. You have to trust the progress. You have to trust yourself in order for you to progress.
And another thing on top of that, never dwell on the past, I've learned as well.
Yeah.
Never let the past hold you back from your future.
That's right.
That's one thing I've learned.
Which some people fail to understand as well. I mean, look, I'm not going to be a hypocrite in saying that I'm perfect in the past. No, there are things in my past that I can't get over, but I shouldn't dwell on it.
You shouldn't dwell on it. You shouldn't let them hold you back.
That's right.
You can look at it as a lesson.
That's right. It's the biggest lesson. You know what I mean?
That's what you got to look at.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, I go through that myself, and there has to be a reminder. There's a reminder that I have that, it's in the past, it's done. Let's focus. Let's move on. Let's go forward.
And look at the future.
Actually, perfect little insider as well. On the Australian, there's some emblem. I forgot what it was, but it's got an emu as well as a kangaroo.
Yeah.
Did you know with the kangaroo and an emu, they can't go backwards? They can only go forwards.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I knew that one. Yeah.
So that's a perfect example on moving forward. You know what I mean? And
see, Australia's at the forefront of it. In other words,
there you go. See,
doing that well.
That's right. But yeah, so follow your dreams. Don't ignore it. Don't give up on it, because once you work at it, you'll be fine. As long as you smash it out and you know what you want, you'll be fine. You just have to trust it. Have trust in your faith as well.
And just stay dedicated and committed to it.
That's right.
And you'll get there.
That's right.
No matter how long it takes, you'll get there at the end of the day. And that's all you got to do.
And when it comes to supporters as well, I mean, look, if you've got supporters, fantastic. That's awesome. But just make sure these supporters want you to succeed. Just succeed. Not
hold you back.
No. It's one of my favorite rappers, E40. He said, what did he say? He goes, "You want me to win, but hope I lose." It's that saying.
Okay, that sounds interesting.
That's one. That's a really good saying. And I'd rather. But you know what? Me personally, if you want to support me, go ahead. If you don't want to support me, that's fine. I'm still going to do what I want, because this is what I want to do. I'm good at this, and And now, because I'm good at it, tried to build the connections. Sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But then now I'm at the connection point where I'm on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you just don't worry about everyone else. Worry about yourself. And just worry about where you're going. And just focus on that. And I promise you, you guys will be fine. But if you're worried about money, that comes and goes. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. Money's money at the end of the day. Don't let that be a concern. You can get it from anywhere. We are in a very, very lucky country. So, all right. So yeah, that's all. That's another little Labsy's advice. What, you got anything else, Charlie?
No, I actually
just
like
to wrap
that.
it up.
I actually like that, but I prefer, instead of Labsy's advice, Labsy's lecture.
Labsy's lecture. I like that.
I like that one.
I am the Dr. Phil of the Western Suburbs, if you will. So there you go.
There you go.
And
see?
I have the Western Suburbs as proof.
There you go.
Thank you. But yeah, thank you everyone for viewing. We will be doing another episode soon. We'll be uploading the second episode due to delays. Charlie, and yeah, thank you. Have a good night. Have a good night. Thank you.
We'll see you next time.
We'll see you next time. Thank you.
Woo, that was it.